I'm Melissa.
And I'm Mike.
Welcome back to the A&M podcast.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
I've run into this thing on Zoom calls where because I talk to so many people in so many different time zones that I just say, happy Monday instead of good morning or good afternoon, because it's like I'll get on and it'll be 9:00 my time, but I'll be talking to someone in Germany and it's like, I don't know, 6 hours ahead, I think, over there. So it's like, and I used to hate when somebody from the West Coast, when I worked at the other place, would get on and they'd say good morning to me and it was 2:00 in the afternoon, So
Oh, I like purposely saying like good afternoon to the people who are behind me in time because
right.
I like pointing out like, hey, I know it's 9 a.m. where you're at, but it's noon where I am now.
Yeah.
I like
That's
to,
that's a
I
good
like
point.
to point
Yeah,
out.
maybe I need to adopt that. Yeah, I need to adopt that.
But yeah, if they're saying good morning to me, yeah, I always like to say mine like, oh, good afternoon.
Yeah.
I like to, because sometimes I feel like the people that are a little further behind on me,
Yeah.
behind time from me,
But then
they
I feel
just think
bad.
everyone is.
Yeah, then I feel bad when I'm talking to somebody though in Germany and they'll say good morning to me,
Yeah.
knowing that it's afternoon time because they're appropriately,
Oh, yeah.
wishing me. So I always try to, with them, say, "Oh, good afternoon,"
If they're
so I go
going
with that.
back in time for me, I think that's nice, but I don't like to do
Yeah,
that
that's
because
courteous.
usually it's to somebody who,
Right.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I got you. That's not what we're
Uh,
talking about today. Although
that
you
is not.
that is kind of along the vein, sort of. Not exactly, sort of, maybe.
Oh, it is
A moral
yes.
dilemma. A little bit of a
We are
moral
talking
dilemma.
about moral dilemmas today. And if you don't know what a moral dilemma is, neither do I really, but
So this is going to be a really nasty conversation because we're not going to know what we're talking about at all. How would
yeah,
that be different from any other episode, though? Let's face it.
facts. So a moral dilemma from what I've gathered is basically a situation of you're trying to to figure out if you're doing the right thing or not, I guess,
Right.
I love your sound effects.
I
Way
know.
better than mine.
You'd think by
Uh,
now I would like have them turned off for the episodes, but I
we have
don't.
to start doing the announcement of like silence your cell phones.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, basically just trying to figure out the explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old version is just when you're a scenario where you're trying to figure out what the right thing is to do in that situation.
Right.
And yeah,
So
that's how I like things described to me. So
yeah, that sounds right. Like, what's the when deciding what's the right thing to do is a challenge. That's the way I look at a moral dilemma.
yeah.
You know,
So
when
I
when
went
you
I,
can't decide what the right thing to do is.
I went on Reddit, which is slowly becoming my favorite social media just because
Yeah.
some people on there are just so unhinged and just,
Yeah.
I've said it before, a lot of people just have usernames, so they're more anonymous. And I think people are a lot more unhinged and honest when they're
Yeah.
anonymous, which could be
Unhinged
good
and
or bad.
honest. Yeah, unhinged and honest aren't necessarily one and the same though.
They are
You
both
know.
in the Reddit universe.
The Reddit verse.
So yeah, I'll go with the first. I'll start with this first one that I have.
Sure.
The title is "Do I Steal My Neighbor's Cat?"
Nope.
My neighbor's cat used to be very hungry and was left outside in heat waves and flash floods. However, they did treat him when he broke his leg. Thank God. Um, so they
What's
weren't
the
totally
alternative? What's the alternative to treating your cat when its leg's broken? Just like letting it.
right.
I don't know.
Considering they probably put him in the situation to break his leg in the first place, it was the least that
Also
they could
true.
do.
Yeah.
Um, so they weren't totally negligent. The cat, Hugo, has lived with us for the last 2 months, only having a couple of hours each day to go to the bathroom and go play with other cats. I'm about to move to another side of the city. Do I take the cat? The owners will be devastated, but Hugo will be much better looked after. Is stealing always wrong, even when the stolen object is better off?
Wow. That is a tough one because it makes me think of we had a neighbor. You'll remember this. We had a neighbor
Yeah.
that had a cat, and they weren't the best pet owners. I mean, I'm not
Hmm.
trying to, but they were not the best pet owners. They always left the cat out. The cat, sometimes you'd see it walking around. It looked like it was hobbled. It was injured in some way, and all that. Um, and I remember they had a kitten then, and it wandered in our garage, and we found it, and we debated whether or not like we should send something out or if we should just keep it. So
Yeah.
we didn't keep it. We put something on the HOA website, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's our kitten. It got out." And then we really debated it, but at that point, I guess it was too late. So that's a tough one. Like if you know the animal is being mistreated, I don't necessarily think of it as stealing. I think of it as it's Robin Hood.
I would absolutely take that cat. 100% would take that cat. First of all, you have your cat outside anyways, okay? It's an outside cat,
Yeah,
and sometimes cats run away,
and
and
outside cats are public property. I think.
outside cats are public property, and I think that if you're mistreating your cat anyways, then you don't really care about having that cat anyway. The only thing, if I was that cat owner, that would make me upset is, wow, I paid to get that broken leg fixed or whatever, and now
Fair
this
enough.
cat's gone. Like,
Yeah. But
but at
but
the
if
same
but if it's
time,
an outside cat, I mean, it could just as easily have been gone because something happened to it, or. So if you're leaving it outside, you're taking that chance in the first place.
Hugo has been living with his neighbors for 2 months now. I think
Right?
that's like whatever squatter rights of
Yeah.
Hugo to them. He's their
Squatter
cat
rights
now.
when it comes to animals are shorter than like they are for properties. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would take Hugo as my own. I feel like dogs are a little bit different, but a lot of people let their cats outside, and
Yeah.
different people have
Yeah.
different
People don't
opinions
do
of
that so
outside
much
cats,
with
but
dogs. Yeah. Yeah, people don't do
yeah.
that so much with dogs, like just leaving them out. But with cats, they do. I'm opposed to leaving your cat outside. We used to do it when I was a kid with our cats, like we'd leave them outside. I'm opposed to
Hmm.
that, especially since I've seen things on like the lifespan difference, or life expectancy difference for a cat that lives inside versus a cat that lives outside is like
Hmm.
drastically different.
Oh, I believe
Um,
it. They can get so many more
and
diseases outside.
Right, right. Yeah, because I think like things like feline leukemia and that are
Hmm.
much worse. Ooh, we're getting some thunder. Um, in cats that are outside cats than cats that are inside. So,
I mean, just the threat alone. Like, I don't know where they live there, but it said heat waves and flash floods. So
yeah,
obviously, it's not exactly a cooler climate. And even if it was a cooler
yeah,
climate, they also can't be out in the cold. I think of
exactly.
my cats, and I just feel like I baby the animals that I've always had so much that I can't even fathom just letting them outside. I mean, there's times
Yeah,
where I'll have the back door open for a second and Maple starts like acting a little bit curious and I'm like, Maple,
yeah.
get back inside. You
Yeah,
don't want this
that's
life.
funny.
Get back inside.
That's funny. Howie every now and then will let Howie out on the pool deck, but it's screened, so it's basically like he's in the house. Um,
Yeah.
and much more than that, he would not survive outside on his own. I don't know how he survived because he was outside. We found him outside,
When he was a
but
baby.
yeah, he was a baby. He was probably part of a stray litter that you know
Yeah.
was born, and now he lives
Mapes
like
is
a
from the
king.
streets too. Yeah.
Yeah,
He for sure lives like a king.
he really does. He really does.
So yeah,
Isn't it?
go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, that's nothing. That's all.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, so that's our take on that, guys. Keep the cat. Whoever that you are, beers and goldfinches, keep the cat.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
Oh,
their
okay. I'm
username.
like, I thought I didn't. I missed that context. I'm like, what? Wait, did we just change topics?
Also, like the
Um,
caption being, "Do I steal my neighbor's cat?" is really funny because, again, that cat came to you. I don't think that's stealing.
yeah,
Stealing would be
exactly.
like, you go in
Right.
their house. If I go, someone comes over to my house to visit me and they walk out with Maple, that's stealing my
Yeah,
cat.
that's true. That's very true. Yeah, yeah, that's true. But are there other personal property type objects though that if you saw somebody wasn't taking care of it, it would be appropriate to take from them? Like,
Like their baby.
yeah. Well, I mean, a baby's not personal property. I don't think. I think of like,
Uh,
their car. Like they're not changing their oil enough, and
oh,
they haven't cleaned it in months, and the back seat's filthy.
you know
They don't
what's
deserve that car.
so funny about you saying that is that there's been times that I'll see like a bad I have in the past seen just somebody driving poorly in their car and they'll have like a really nice car and I'm always like, you know what? Give me your nice car because you don't know
Yeah.
how to drive it. Give it to me.
Someone should take that off of you. You don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Like it's
So
kind of
yeah,
and
I think that
and
is
our
true.
pet's personal property. That's the other thing too.
You don't know how
Yeah,
to decorate your house properly. Give me the house.
yeah, that's it. Why is your grass that high? You shouldn't even have a house.
That's
I
so
have a
funny.
I have one. Um,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah. Is it okay to break the law to help someone?
Is it okay to
The
break the law to
I
help
don't like the
somebody?
example they give here, but yeah, like if there was, well, I just don't. Like, let's say you're it's nighttime, there's a store that's closed, it's a pharmacy that's closed. You come across somebody out in front of the pharmacy who's like cut open and is bleeding really badly. Is it okay to break into that store to get bandages to help them?
No, there's something called 911 and
Well, yeah,
hospitals.
okay. Okay, that's fair enough, but I'm just saying like
Only
that's the scenario I can
because
think of. It might be a bad example of the scenario that where your only option would be to break the law to help
in
someone.
a world where 911 didn't exist.
Yeah. Your cell
Um,
phone is dead and you're out in the middle of nowhere, but there
let's start
happens to be a
yelling for
pharmacy.
help. No.
Yeah.
The only thing is I don't think I don't think I would do that. I mean, I guess it depends. Am I helping a stranger or someone I know? But at the same time, to break the law to help somebody, I guess it depends how bad the law I'm breaking is. But I don't want to get charged for a crime, period.
Right.
And I'm getting charged for a crime to help you. I just feel like there's other loopholes, there's other ways. Here, hop in the car, let's go to my house. I have band-aids
Yeah.
over,
Yeah, I guess. Okay, what about this? What if it's like,
I'm still gonna have to get charged for that crime, even if I'm sitting there like, nope, you don't
yeah.
understand. They were bleeding out. Like,
But what about, okay, what about that? Yeah, that was a bad scenario. But what about something like fraud? Like, let's say there's someone who is sick and they need to go to a doctor and they can't afford to go to a doctor because they don't have health insurance. And so, you help them commit some kind of fraud where they use your health insurance to go to a doctor. You list them on your
oh.
health insurance as a dependent so that they can go to the doctor.
I think for me, I really don't like getting in trouble, so I just can never see myself doing that. I just feel like I would rather look up, I mean, never say never, but I would just really rather figure out ways to help people. I'm all for helping everybody I can.
Right. You'll help
I
them
also
set up a
think,
GoFundMe so they can go to the doctor. Is that what you're saying? Versus illegally.
yeah,
I'm trying to
I
think of
don't
the actual
know,
scenario
like,
because that's similar to the
exactly.
scenario they have, and I didn't really think it was a good one. But there are scenarios that I can think of where it would be like, well, I mean, if that was the only way I could help someone, would I do it? Maybe. I don't know.
Oh no. Like I know there's situations where people have done that, but I don't know. Like, do you think it's okay to, you know, lie a little bit on your resume just to get a job? Like it's kind of I feel like along those lines. Like
Right.
tweak your resume a little, fake it till you make it
Right.
per se, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
I think little things like that are a little bit different, but that's not, I guess, necessarily breaking the law. I mean, you can still
Right.
get fired from it. I remember, I think it was Dave Ramsey a while ago. I was listening to one of his episodes, and he was saying that he he doesn't care, like he really is anti lying on your resume and about your job experience and what you know and
Right.
all that. Like he's super against it. And he was talking about one of his longtime employees, and he was like, if this is one of my best employees I've ever had. She's done such a good job. She's been with me for like so many years. But if I found out today that she lied on her in her interview, on her resume, whatever, about like her job experience or whatever, I would fire her immediately,
Right.
because he's like, I just am not for that. I would rather you come in here and be honest and be like, give me a chance. I don't know it, but I feel like I could learn it, than
Yeah,
lie about it. Because if I find
but the
out that you're lying
problem,
about it, we're done
yeah,
here.
the problem with that is that person probably isn't going to get that opportunity if they go in and they're honest. It's like, well, I appreciate your honesty, but I'm going to hire somebody with the experience, even if they
For
could do the
sure.
job. You know?
I also think to an extent you can only lie so much about a job that you know that you don't really know.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like not anyone
Yeah.
can just go and interview for the same job that I'm
Yeah,
working at, you know.
I had an experience where somebody I think lied about their experience to get hired. Somebody
Hmm.
who was working under me at a company, and we could tell within it was very quick, and
Yeah.
we had to let the person go because they didn't they had no clue. I mean, literally, they had no clue what they were doing. And we were
Yeah.
asking them to do things, and they were doing everything they could do to avoid doing the things that we told them to do, and we pretty much determined they didn't know how, and that's why they were doing that. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a good one. That's
Okay.
not a good one.
Let's see. This one, do I tell my apartment building neighbors that a tarantula escaped from my home? I live
Nope.
in a country where tarantulas are not native. I had a large, non-aggressive, non-venomous tarantula as a pet that recently escaped out of its enclosure. It's been several days and I haven't found it. My apartment has open holes for pipes and vents, etc., and there's a chance it's escaped and is now in a neighbor's unit, but it prefers dark, cold spaces and being underground, so there's a very high chance it'll never be seen again by anybody. My apartment building has 6 floors. Do I make a post in our group chat and let everyone know that it's escaped and to be on the lookout? Or do I save the anxiety it'll inevitably cause all of my neighbors and hide this from them?
Uh, I say you tell them because I mean otherwise somebody's going to see it and smash it with a shoe, or well, you'd need a big shoe I guess to smash a tarantula, but they're going to
Oh my
smash it with
gosh.
something. They're
I
going to
don't know
smash it with something.
what.
Like if it's going to be found, it's still going to be found. Now, that said, if you post it on like I don't know, a
Like the
building,
apartment Facebook page
yeah,
or whatever.
Facebook page or something, yeah, you're probably going to get a lot of hate from your from your neighbors about it because people will say things on there that they might not say otherwise. If I was that person, I would recommend like printing off a little sign that says, have you seen this animal, and just have a picture of it there,
And
because
just put it at the entrance of the building. That's a good
yeah,
idea.
because that way you're kind of alerting them, but you're also not like you know getting the social media hate that would surely come.
Or like not even, yeah, I don't know. Because do you want your spider back? That's also the question. Or do you just
Yeah,
want people to know, like, because, oh, okay, well, if I find your spider anyway, like, you think I'm going to try and entrap it? Like, no, I'm going to spray it with my tile shower cleaner
yeah, that's true.
to
Yeah,
try and
that's
kill
true.
it. Like, I'm not
That's
going to be
also true.
like, oh, hey, found
Tile,
your, yeah, it's
tile
under
shop.
my bathroom sink. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely
he's
not.
he's laying on his back
Yeah.
because he's
Ooh, I don't
dead.
know. Oh my gosh, that just freaks me out though at the same time, because at the
Do you?
same time, if one of my neighbor's tarantula escaped, I would want to know. I don't just want to. If I just see a giant tarantula in my
Yeah.
apartment,
It kind of makes me think of
cold, dark places, like
yeah.
that's the worst spot to find one.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. It kind of makes me think of Animal Crossing, and when you play Animal Crossing and you
Oh
get to the
yeah.
tarantula islands, and one of them would sting you, and you'd just pass out. That was
Oh
that was
my
that
God.
I said the other day. Animal Crossing is such a calming game, except for that part.
Oh my gosh, the or not tarantulas, the scorpions. I saw a
Scorpions, that's right. Yeah,
scorpion the other
scorpions.
night. I was playing because
Oh, you were playing.
I
Wow,
restarted my island.
nice. I've been thinking
And
about doing that.
yeah, I redid it. So I'm starting from square one. And I was just walking at night, trying to collect a few things. And I see a scorpion just like walking around. And the way I turned around and went the other way,
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, but when we did those Scorpion Islands, when you find those Scorpion Islands, they're like
Really
cha-ching.
makes your blood pressure go up
Yeah, it
seeing
does. It
those,
does. It does.
even in a
Yeah.
video game.
Which
So
is
yeah,
crazy because it can't actually harm me,
it
but somehow
can't,
it's like,
but
oh,
really gets the adrenaline going. Yeah.
yeah, yikes. Yeah, that would be my recommendation. I have another one. Could I give you another one?
Yes.
Truth versus loyalty. It says a friend confesses something that they did that's like a crime. Do you turn them in, or do are you loyal to the friend and keep it quiet?
I'd probably be loyal to my friend.
I see. For me, I'd say it depends on the crime. If it was
Depends
something
how
that
close I am to that
harmed
friend
someone
too.
else,
No,
that
I'm
if
just kidding.
it was something that harmed someone else, like they admitted that they stole someone's cat, or now if they had
And they
like,
told me the full story, I'd be like,
yeah,
"You were right. You were
yeah,
right
but
in doing
that's
that."
That's why I say it depends on the crime. If they were like, yeah, I was in Target the other day and I was in a hurry and I walked out without paying for something and I didn't even realize it. I didn't go back because I didn't want them to be upset and I just kept it. Well, technically they stole, but I'm not going to turn somebody in for that.
You're
At
not
the
gonna
same
be
time,
like,
if they were
"Oh,
like,
did you? Hi,
yeah,
Target."
I was driving home last night and it was dark and I was, messing around with my cell phone while I was driving and I ran over a homeless guy and I just left. That you might not be able to just say, well, I'm not going to tell anybody.
I don't know if I would necessarily like turn them in per se,
Yeah,
but I would definitely persuade them like you
to
have to
turn
go
themselves in.
and
Yeah, that
turn
might be.
yourself in.
Although it does depend, if there was one of those, what is it, Crime Stopper, if there was a reward involved.
They're offering me 100K. You know what I heard though? I heard a lot of those things that they say reward. A lot of
Hmm.
people don't even get those rewards
Yeah, because
because
yeah.
it's like
Well,
hard to prove or whatever.
the thing is, I think if you like, let's say you see it and you go to the police and you report it to the police, and the police
Oh
go and arrest
yeah.
the person. You didn't report it through that Crime Stoppers or whatever the organization
Mm-hmm.
is. So if you don't report it through them, then well, which is just
Yeah.
silly and stupid to me. You know,
Isn't that crazy?
yeah, it is. Like you want people to do that stuff. Like don't don't be jerks and
A lot
keep
of people
the
don't get the
reward
reward.
money.
What would you do? So you would turn your friend in?
Like I said, it depends on the crime. I mean, um,
What if I called you and
you're right.
I said that, Dad? Would you
You're
you
not my
wouldn't
friend.
sometimes I am.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Um,
wouldn't okay, either
It
way.
it depends greatly on the crime. It does depend greatly. If it was something like really bad, like you know they I don't know admitted they murdered someone, and they were just like, no, I'm not. They're never going to catch me. I'm not going to tell anyone. You know that'd be tough. That'd be tough because I got to face Jesus someday, and
Sitting
you
there
know
like
I can't go
la
to
la
him
la
with
la
that on
la.
my
I didn't hear
yeah
what you said. I didn't just
yeah
hear that because
yeah.
I don't want
Why
to be an
did you tell me that?
accessory. I don't want to be an
Yeah, well, that's
accessory.
you know what? That's it
Stop
too. The
confiding in me.
accessory after the fact. That's completely true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all
So
fun and games until they're like, well, I told Alyssa and
yeah,
no, you
and she
didn't. No,
told
you
me just
didn't.
keep it quiet.
You did. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's That's interesting. I think everyone just needs to like, be like siblings. I was
Go ahead.
talking the other day to, I think it was Adrian, and I was telling him, speaking of telling on people, I was telling him how, as close as Brandon and I have always been, Brandon had no problem ever telling on me.
That's true. That is
Like,
true. Yeah.
Brandon and I are best
Yeah.
friends, always have been, but he'll also tattle on me with the quickness. And I just think that that's so crazy and unloyal.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's a good point. He did. He did. He
Like,
did.
there's nothing that reminds me that we're siblings. Like, one minute I'm thinking we're BFFs, and then he'll tell
Yeah.
on me, and I'm like, wow, just kidding.
Yeah.
You really are just my little brother. That's
Yeah.
wild. Because why are you telling on
Yeah.
me?
So
Why could
just
you not wait? You couldn't wait to go tell on me. Like
just shows he can't be your little brother and your friend at the same time.
like not even waiting until we're like me and him are arguing. It's like we're
Yeah.
we're hanging out and good, and then I find out that you just like what wanted a conversation with mom and dad, so you told on me? Like, what is happening? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it though. I remember I'm a younger brother too.
Having
I
siblings
I
is
would do the
crazy.
same thing. Yeah.
Okay. This is a funny one. This is the last one that I have screenshot, but this
Okay.
this one is funny. Okay, so it says, "Should I say something for should I say something to someone about this jerk?" I
That's
just
the
o-
wait, that's the topic or the
that's
subject.
the yeah, the subject. I just overheard a dad speaking horribly to his wife and children. He was snapping at the kids for everything, gritting his teeth, and raising his voice at them just for acting like kids. He scolded his wife for not making him his breakfast this morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Then I overheard the wife say something about their daughter, and the husband said, "She started it." The wife replied with, "She's 3." And he said, "I don't care if you're 3, 2, whatever. If you start something with me, I'm gonna effing finish it." I'm aware that
Uh,
I did not actually witness any abuse or neglect, but should I tell an employee at the swim class we are at?
I mean, I don't know what the I don't think the poor person at the swim class is going to want to get involved in that. Like what do they think the result of that's going to
I
be,
think
you know?
it's even funnier, like just that story, the chain of events of like the ending
Yeah.
being, should I tell someone at the swim class? Like, wait, so you're hearing this whole conversation at a children's
Yeah.
swim
Also,
class?
part of that I'm pretty sure is like an insurance commercial. Isn't there an insurance commercial where the guy's on there and he's arguing with the 3-year-old and the mother says she's 3 or she's 2 or something like that?
I don't
Yeah, I think
know.
they stole that from an insurance commercial. I
But
don't think that's real.
him yelling at his wife for not making him
Not making him
breakfast
his
is
breakfast. Yeah.
so funny. Like he's
Yeah,
just, hey,
it sounds like a literal caveman.
I think he's just hungry. I
Yeah,
think he's
maybe
just
maybe that's
hungry.
it. And some low blood sugar will do that kind of thing to you.
I think he's
That's wild. No, I would not tell an employee there. I would not put that kind of weight on some poor employee at a swim class. Definitely not. Maybe go up to him and
that's
tell him, you sound like a jerk. But I would not put that on an employee in the class. Here's a heavier one though. Okay, because that's kind of light. What would you do on that one, by the way?
I would mind my business, okay?
Yeah,
Especially if there's no abuse. Like at the end of the day, I
yeah,
don't know. I don't. I feel like if even if I see someone, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not in the
yeah.
position to
I,
even
I I
involve
agree. If
myself.
it's not abuse, it's kind of like, yeah, he's a jerk, but you know.
That's the wife's problem,
Being
okay?
a jerk, unfortunately, yeah, it's his wife's problem, and unfortunately, being a jerk, or maybe fortunately, I don't know, being a jerk isn't illegal yet.
Yeah,
How about
yeah.
this one? Go ahead.
No, that's. I'm good.
Oh,
You're good.
um, this says baby mix up. So you have a baby, they get swapped in the hospital. You find out years later that it, you got the wrong baby, what do you do?
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's let's say the kid's like 8 years old, you
I
know.
have a baby, and then that baby turns like 5, and I start seeing, like, you don't really look like me or your
Yeah.
dad
Or anyone I know.
or anyone I know. And then I
Yeah.
find out they got swapped in the hospital.
Yeah.
I guess I would call the hospital, and I don't know.
Well,
That's
yeah,
crazy. Are
but
they
the
able to
thing
track
is,
that down to
uh,
where my
oh,
baby
I
is
mean,
then?
I would assume they have records, but this is saying like what matters more, biology or bond. So you bonded to the child. Do you just say like I'm not even looking into it, and if they come looking for me, I'm not telling them. Like
Depends
a
how old the baby
blood
is.
test or something. You could find out through that. Like you do one of those 23andMe, and they're like, why we don't match at all.
I think it's different. It depends how old the child is. If the child's only like 3 or 4,
Yeah.
yeah, I've created that bond, but there's still a lot of life left that I'd rather
Yeah.
have with like my baby.
Right.
Now, if we find out that they were switched at birth at like, I don't know, 27,
Right.
at that
How about
point, like, yeah, I've raised you my whole
here's a
life.
twist on it that's a little darker, but the baby swap happens. The other child that was your actual child dies. And you find out that the
Oh,
baby you have isn't yours, it was someone else's, but you also find that out before you let anyone know that you found this out. You just keep it to yourself.
no, I don't think I would keep it to myself. I think I would feel too bad.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
I think
that's
I
a
would let
tough one.
someone know, and then,
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe the baby's old
that's a
enough
tough.
to like make their own decision at that point.
That's one of them that I'm happy I don't have to do. Because
I
that
know
would
a
be a very hard one.
situation of this girl who she found out that her dad, like she didn't know her dad her a big chunk of her life, and then when she's
Mhm.
like a older, like a young adult type age, literally like found out his address. He had other kids with somebody else. Like, it was a whole thing. He had a whole family. She went literally to his house, like knocked on the door, like, "Hey, I'm your
Oh,
daughter."
wow. Yikes.
Crazy.
Could you imagine that?
Oh, that would be so crazy.
That would be wild to have that happen.
We're just having a family day, and like some random person comes up,
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm a sibling too."
Yeah. Yeah, right. Can I join in?
Like, oh my
Yikes.
God, what?
Yeah, it's kind of like Elf. That happened in Elf. That is the
That
plot
did,
of Elf.
that did happen in Elf. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because I also see, like, even though you didn't spend a big chunk of your life with that parent, I also see the, like, I don't know, like,
Yeah, it's
situation where you
right.
want to
Wanting
know
to
still who that is.
absolutely, yeah, wanting to know like the ties, wanting to, yeah, I mean, because like even like family genealogy stuff to me is
Yeah,
really interesting. It's stuff that I've like looked into somewhat for our family, and
yeah,
yeah, so not being able to know that would be like, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that would be something you'd want to find out.
Hmm.
Yep, unless you were an elf.
Elf knew his parents'
He did,
whole
yeah,
background just by
yeah.
one
Well,
photo, but
no, Santa.
yeah, he
Santa was
also
involved, so.
that's the perk with being best friends with, the big guy.
Yeah, because he sees you when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake. Also, it's too early to be talking about Santa. So.
I know I am seeing a lot of things about fall and Halloween though.
Yeah, I know. Same.
Like,
I think we talk the other day about that Target
yeah.
has a whole end cap of fall Starbucks coffee, including pumpkin. So
Yeah, well,
it's coming.
Starbucks comes out with theirs this month. I
Yep.
do think August is a little early because August still gives, like, the month of August, it still
Yeah.
speaks like summer to me.
Yeah,
But
and they're doing it. I think they're doing it right at the end of August, and I'm like, if you waited like
still,
a week more and you were
yeah,
into September, then people would like, I think, embrace it more. But there are
yeah.
people that would be like, I want my pumpkin now. Did you see the thing that was going around for, I forget what they were calling it, Summerween or that's probably not it, and people are going to mock me now, but it was like
Summerween.
the idea of putting up like Halloween decorations for your summer parties. So they had like these bright colored skeletons. They were like fluorescent bright pink colored skeletons.
Really?
And we were in Walmart the other day and we saw some of it, and um they were pumpkins. They were fully pumpkins, right? Like jack-o'-lanterns, but they were colored like watermelons. You know what I'm saying? They looked like the color pattern of a watermelon, but they were shaped like a pumpkin for decorations. Yeah, it was some weird trend that was going around.
I haven't seen that. I'm not really on board with that because I like fall being a separate fall thing. And even then, if I'm being honest, like I don't really care too much for fall until September comes. And even when, September, October is here, I remember last year, like all of us we went to the pumpkin patch with like all the kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was so hot that day. Like it was still so hot that day, and it's really hard to get into the fall spirit when it's real hot outside.
It is. I hope maybe we'll get a cold snap around that time of the year this year.
Yeah.
There's something else I was thinking of related to that. Now I can't remember what it was. So, also though, Thursday, so game time day. It's game time day for two reasons, because the Eagles' first preseason game is Thursday.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Game time and game time.
Maybe I'll quiz you on Oh wait, is this our favorites this week? I think this is our favorite.
I think this is our favorites, yeah. And I
was gonna say,
you already know what mine is going to be. I showed it to you yesterday, so it's no surprise.
I was gonna say I'll quiz you on Eagles things. I don't want to be quizzed on stuff because I don't know enough about it. I always get made fun of, like, you can't even name three Eagles players.
We could do one sometime where you're quizzing me on, like, I don't know, sports or Marvel stuff, and I'm quizzing you on, I don't know, Kardashians or something.
I'm not even into the Kardashians like that.
I know. I
pop
think
culture.
Of something else. Yeah, some pop culture stuff. Yeah.
You can quiz me on. I don't keep up with pop culture enough, but you can quiz me on, like, I don't know. I guess I'm not passionate about anything.
I'll figure it out. You'll have to tell me some of the I don't know, streaming shows you watch, and I'll find quizzes on those.
Yeah, like the holiday baking championship.
There you go. Yeah.
Is it cake?
Ooh,
that would be a fun one to do. Like a little, but not enough people watch the audio version.
Right.
Have you seen those? I'd love it. Good. Is it cake or real? I love those.
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, well, anyways, on that note, you guys,
I'll have to Google it. Yeah. So let us know your thoughts on these moral dilemmas we discussed, and if you disagree with us, and argue with us. We like,
or give us some new ones.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, some other ones.
Some new scenarios.
Talk about later. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for checking us out, and make sure you like and subscribe. Anything else?
Bye, everyone. Nope, that's it.
All right. Bye.